Hello everybody and welcome back to the WHO Bulletin. Hope you're having a lovely time today. Welcome. Is my audio a little bit out of sync? I don't know. Maybe. A little bit. Tiny bit. Maybe. Ooh. Let's fix that. That's fun! Welcome to the stream everyone. Hope you're having a lovely time so far. Not that you would be. It's only been on about 5 seconds. But welcome! Hope you're having a lovely, lovely time. Is this more in sync? Let me just double check that. Yeah, that's better. Welcome, one and all. We've got a very stacked WHO Bulletin today, so I'm going to say a quick welcome to everyone who's here so far. Welcome to Cam, Careful Trouble 8, Ethan DJ C, Mr. Scarlo, Dr. Master Ben Newbolt, CW Penguino VR, welcome. That's a new one. Sarah Glover, Alternate 13th. Who else is here? Have I missed anyone? The Shabermen, welcome. Jonathan Knox, Matt L, Oosh, of course, Vamshi Darcy, and Bloxed Flux, Doctor Who 69, god damn, and Doctor Who Mania. Welcome everyone to the stream, and everyone else who's watching along as well. Feel free to chat along, and I will happily read your thoughts on whatever the fuck's going on. But today we have a stacked WHO Bulletin. Holy shit, guys. It is a bit stacked today, so I was sort of thinking, like, what do we do today? I was sort of originally going to do, a reaction to the Doctor Who after party from the 60th anniversary. Logstrom, Oasis Central, Ben, welcome. I was originally going to do a reaction to the after party, the Doctor Who 50th anniversary after party, which was an absolute clusterfuck disaster back in 2013. I've never seen it, so that'll be happening at some point. But today we've got so much news to talk about because they've announced brand new Doctor Who figures. They've released the brand new cover for the Doctor Who magazine today. They've got the Cbeebies news, of course, and we've got the Steelbook, which is coming out as well. So we've got a lot to talk about, and we are going to be doing a tier list of every RTD2 episode. So stick around, and that will absolutely be happening. So it is absolutely double cheeked up, this. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Hope you're having a lovely time so far. So yeah, it's been a fun few weeks, hasn't it, since Doctor Who, the Doctor Who finale came out. But yeah, we're now in the sort of relaxed period where we're sort of chatting about what we know and what we don't know, and mostly what we don't know. So let's start about that, because last week we talked about the future of Doctor Who and what is next, like what could be going on, what's happening. So I thought it would be good to start with something else about the future of the show, and that is talking about the latest cover from the Doctor Who magazine, which is still going on. And they released their cover today, which is this. Oh, George, your fucking webcam, man. Every time. I didn't know how to fix this. So this is the cover for the latest magazine. This being the subscriber copy without all the text on it. Now, this is okay. There's a lot of things. There's a few things people are talking about. So let's show me your willy. That's the. I realised I should have probably specified what I was doing there. That's fine. Sometimes it just happens, and you have to just put up with it, I guess. I'm just going to move that as well. So this is the cover they released for the new Doctor Who magazine, which is coming out, I believe, this Thursday. They are. It's very difficult. So there's a few things to take away from this. One, Billy Piper is the Doctor? Question mark. Again, I don't think anyone fucking knows at this point. I don't think we can. We knew this anyway, and I think I am annoyed about it. And I have my grievances about it. But we've talked about that endlessly, and I'm not going to bog this live stream down with it. But effectively, I have an understanding that if Billy was brought in as like an interim, it makes sense. And I understand that you couldn't really get a lead actor to sign on to the future of a series for multiple years when who knows what's going on with the actual production of it. So I understand that. What I don't understand is why like, we've had the reveal. I guess if you're going to do that and sort of slap her head on Shooty's body, you can do that in VFX, and that's absolutely fine. But then we've got the fact that the episode's been out for 3 or 4 weeks. Like, this is the tricky thing. It's been out 3 or 4 weeks. If I was the production right now, whether you know what's going on in the future of Doctor Who or not, what I would be doing is getting Billie Piper and going, can you come to the studio or something, or sending her the costume or some sort of adapted costume of Shooty's regeneration outfit, and then getting her to wear it and doing a professional photo shoot, right? Because, and I share this, people seem to be confused about this, going, well, that's because it was CGI'd. It's like, no, but they've had 3 weeks since it's been out. They've had probably about 2 months since they filmed it, 3 months since they made the decision. Why have we not got any official photos of her in this outfit yet? I understand why, yeah, but for a magazine cover, you'd think you'd have a bit of new promo art. So the fact that we haven't tells us that Billie Piper still hasn't really been on set or involved physically with the production. It's just been this separate location green screen thing, I guess. This is clearly shown by the fact that it's another edited Photoshop. And may I say, it's a very, very good Photoshop job. Like, I've tried my best to do stuff like this, and yeah, it's a tricky angle. It's a really tricky angle. The shot itself in the episode is a real close-up. It's almost like a fisheye lens. It doesn't even really look much like Billie Piper. It's not a great angle, but it's one that is really hard to edit onto a body. So I have respect that they actually did that pretty well. I hope that it is a Photoshop job and not AI. I don't think it is. I'm not going to make that claim. Yeah, I think it's a good edit. Like, I'll be definitely using that in thumbnails, don't get me wrong, but I just kind of wish that we got some sort of new piece of promo art. I understand why we haven't. Again, they're probably just not showing what... I don't know. Tricky. It's... Yeah, it's really tricky. It's really tricky. But yeah, that's the latest cover. A lot of people are sort of a bit annoyed because it's sort of this question mark around it kind of is saying that, oh, who knows what's next. But I have a feeling that we'll probably get something new in this magazine that we can talk about. So that'll be interesting. I don't personally buy the Doctor Who magazine much anymore. That is because it's £8 a month, and I can't really afford that for something where, to be honest, a lot of the information is readily available online. Especially the behind-the-scenes stuff and all that sort of thing. Doctor Who has a lot of info out there, so I feel reluctant to buy the magazine, but please do support it. It's a great magazine, and when I have picked it up and read it, it's great, but I'm just not a magazine guy. It's getting the time to actually sit down and read through the whole thing. But yeah, it's good. I'm not too sure myself as to what more they could have done with this. I think they're in... As the editors of Doctor Who magazine, they know as much as we do. So, I get that. So that's the first piece of news ticked off and covered. We talked about the magazine cover. Right, what else? We've now also got the Steelbook, which has also been revealed. As you can see, we had the front cover, in your own time, Twitter. We had the front cover released a little while ago, and then we got this back cover released this week or last week, which is nice. It's a good back cover. Conrad, of course, and the two Ranis, and then you've got Mr. Ring-a-Ding, of course, and the Belinda Chandrabot, and then you've got this sort of clock from Wishworld and the sort of swirly time vortex and like a bone texture around the outside. I think it's a really nice cover. I think it looks really good. I don't think... it's the first time where I haven't immediately bought a Steelbook on launch, and it's just because I'm reluctant because of the price of it. I've got the Steelbook for every other one, so I feel obliged to do it. But if you look... Let's have a look. $59.99 is a lot of money for 8 episodes. Well, 9 episodes if you include Joy to the World, I guess. But I'm... Yeah. Also, that's a terrible insert. Why would you put the disc over his face? Yeah, it's okay. I like the art, don't get me wrong. The art's absolutely stunning, as per all of the Steelbook arts. It's more about what's included with it. Not many exclusives. You get some stuff. Audio commentaries are always good. It's great that we're having commentaries of these episodes. That will be super interesting to listen to. Especially... Yeah, we don't get many for the last couple episodes, do we? We get some audio commentaries for the first few episodes, but not for the finale or anything like that. Should Get What Says Goodbye to Doctor Who. You've also got Doctor Who Unleashed on there. So it's a good box set, don't get me wrong. I just think that it's getting more and more expensive to be a Doctor Who fan and collect these things. I don't even do Big Finish. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, it's just it's a lot of money, and it's great, but it's a lot. And knowing me, I'll probably end up getting it. Don't get me wrong, but as it stands, yeah. Oh, why did the advert play beside you and just mute you? Has YouTube changed it? It didn't do that yesterday. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I need to change the ad settings on YouTube. It's very it's a bit of a tricky one nowadays. I don't know why it's so odd and weird, but hey ho, here we are. I've got the season 1 steelbook, and it's gorgeous, and I love the artwork for this again. But I just think I understand why it's that much money, but I feel like it's just getting more and more expensive. But then again, inflation, I get it. So that's the other bit of news, and then we've got the Cbeebies news, which was the other thing, which I thought was really interesting. So we could talk about that. So, we had this from the BBC press office this week. BBC is expanding the Whoniverse with plans for a brand new preschool animation series, which will see the Doctor's adventures come to Cbeebies for the first time ever. A lot of people kind of just confused about this, and I kind of see why, but I've got some wisdom to share on this, I guess. In my mind, like, without sort of talking too much about my actual job. I work in a similar field to sort of like children's animation and stuff like that, so I feel like I kind of get this, and my reaction to this was of immediate excitement, because I think it's a great opportunity for Doctor Who as a brand, and I'm surprised we haven't tapped into it before. But yes, let's have a read of this article. The TARDIS is set to land on Cbeebies. BBC is looking for a production company to create and produce the series, which will run independently from the main show. Everyone is welcome at Cbeebies, including the Doctor. This much-loved franchise entertains millions around the world, so it's only right for our younger audiences to get to experience the wonder and magic of the Doctor in a brand new format. This is an extremely exciting opportunity, and we are looking forward to welcoming companies to pitch for this new project as we continue our commitment and investment to the UK's animation industry. The BBC is set to... I'm not answering those questions. The BBC is set to expand the Whoniverse as it launches plans for a brand new preschool animation series which will see the Doctor's adventures come to Cbeebies for the first time ever. The BBC is looking for a passionate production company to create and produce the series, which will be running independently from the main show. This will see the Doctor travelling through time and space for the preschool audience, solving mysteries and problems alongside their companions and other friends. The cool thing about this is it's marketing to a new audience, right? And this was the thing that Doctor Who got right in the early 2000s, is it did Torchwood for adults, it did Doctor Who for families, and it did Sarah Jane Adventures for sort of kids into, I guess, like teens, I suppose, because it was on CBBC. But Doctor Who's never done anything exclusively for babies, like young babies, young children, and that's what Cbeebies is. It's for babies, it's for toddlers, it's for like that, right? And I think it's a brilliant way to market the show. Doctor Who is a weird and wonderful show, and it's got some lovely, great stuff in it. I think The War Between is for adults. From what I've seen, it seems more adult than Doctor Who, and it seems more serious and dramified than modern Doctor Who has been. So I wouldn't be surprised if The War Between is Doctor Who's answer to Torchwood now, and Doctor Who's still the family show, and then we've got Cbeebies for very young kids. I think it's fun. I think it's one of those things where it obviously it's putting Doctor Who in the minds of young kids, which I think is fab, because there's a lot of Doctor Who fans now of a generation who have got their own kids and probably want to show them Doctor Who, but they're probably too young for it. So instead of waiting until they're old enough to watch the main show, showing them this is a great start to that. Animated Doctor Who, we're not talking Big Finish or missing episode animations, but we're talking about like really high quality, maybe 2D or 3D animated shows which are completely kid friendly. Think of your Cbeebies sort of stuff, like your standard Cbeebies shows, and think of Doctor Who in that world. Bright colours, time-travelling machine, mysterious person in a phone box travelling through time with different companions and all that sort of thing. It's unclear as to whether it'll be a certain Doctor, whether it'll be a one from the show, a mix of ones from the show, whether it'll be completely new incarnations of the Doctor, completely separate to the canon of the show. I think it probably should be separate from the canon of the show. I think it should be its own thing, and yeah, I think that's an exciting thing that would be great for the show. And I think having a really solid children's Doctor Who brand, I think, would be absolutely fantastic. And the most exciting thing about this, of course, is the BBC are asking production companies to pitch, right? They're asking production companies to pitch, and I think that is the most exciting thing, is with pitching, they're not making it in-house. Whenever they've done the animations, they've done it with the Big Finish studio, or they've done it with like their own little animation studios here and there, but it's all BBC funded, and I'm sure the BBC will be funding this as well, but accepting pitches for this is a very exciting prospect, and I think one that a lot of animation companies, a lot of young adult companies, a lot of younger kids animation companies would jump at the opportunity to work on such a big brand such as Doctor Who, and should jump at that opportunity. I think it'd be a great one. It's a fantastic opportunity for an outsourced brand to get their name out there, as well as getting a really high quality Doctor Who show made. So if we look at the actual pitch invitation, we can actually have a look at it ourselves. They did actually release this to us mortals. What the hell? I love that they're using the old TARDIS branding as well. There's a long document of 11 different pages and all of the brief and all that sort of thing that it's expecting. But what we can get out of this is, well, let's have a look. What are we actually pitching for? So it'll be for streaming services and on television broadcasting, but not online. It shows basically all the risks and all the things they're asking for, but I'm looking for the bit of what they're actually asking for in terms of the number of episodes, because it was on here somewhere, but I'm trying to work out where it was. Here we go. Cbeebies is looking to commission one series of 52 x 11-minute episodes, 26 episodes for transmission in 27-28, and 26 episodes for transmission in 28-29. We anticipate pre-production would therefore begin in January 2026. And yada yada yada, all the boring sort of legal stuff, which I'm not going to get into because you guys don't have that sort of attention span. No offense, but we are all of the TikTok generation. I think it's a brilliant idea, and I think it's exciting that we're going to be getting potentially 52 10-minute episodes of a sort of preschool Doctor Who animation. Whether that's for the Doctor Who audience or not doesn't matter. It's about the brand, and I think if you're happy with the brand growing, it's an exciting thing. You know, it obviously will be a while off, but the pre-production starting in January 2026, them accepting pitches now, I think makes complete sense. It gives them 6 months to sift through pitches, pick an animation company. So the interesting thing is we'll probably get an announcement as to which animation company or production company they'll be working with by the end of the year, which is pretty cool, which means we'll get something. But obviously what we really want is information and news on the actual show itself. Give me a second, guys. I'm just going to turn my fan down. It's very, very high speed and it is making me very chilly. But it's good, because it means it'll be a different team entirely. It's not going to be about the main show, but it'll be about... You'll have new writers and you'll have it made for kids, which is pretty cool. So someone asked a really good question before about YouTube voice, and I completely missed it. So please do put that in again, because I just saw that and I missed it. You should be ambitious, you need to pitch. I will not be pitching, because I am not an animation production company. That should be obvious. It's not an independent. And the thing is, it's tricky. Obviously, if it was independent and it was like, oh, pitch your ideas, fair enough. But this is the pitch to make the fucking thing. Like, you need an animation production company. So, yeah. If you know or work for a children's animation company, you should probably pitch, shouldn't you? And I'll say no more about that. Cool. So, that is that. That's Time War and 2D Clone Wars. That's animation style. That'd be amazing. Welcome, Thunder King 24. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, I think join an animation. I've been dropping hints. I work in that field. I'm not going to say what my job is or where I work, but it is publicly accessible. You're easily able to find out where I work. But yeah, I have experience within that field, and I think it's a great opportunity. But I just think my knowledge in the sort of children's entertainment field is more towards, like, I think this is a really great idea. I love the idea of Kate Stewart using it to recruit babies into a unit. It's brilliant. What other news have I missed? Missed. The figures, of course! Let's talk about the figures. Ah, there it is. How do you switch on the camera voice so easily? I've been trying to make some new videos, but I'm struggling to get back into hearing my own voice and projecting it confidently. Yeah, it's fucking weird. I've always said that doing YouTube or streaming is like the hardest thing to do, because if you... I don't know. You have to look at yourself on camera and you have to be like, that is me. I'm not in my room doing this. Like, I'm in this sort of world where everyone is sort of individually watching it. It's like, I'm talking to you right now. I'm talking to you personally, but I'm not. I'm sat in my fucking bedroom talking to a camera completely alone like a crazy person. So if I deep that, then it's weird. But it's also, I've done YouTube for 12 years. I never used to have a YouTube voice, and then you have a YouTube voice because you do it and you talk. I don't talk like this on the daily. I don't talk like this at work. I don't talk like this at to anyone. You know, I'm very relaxed normally, and it's hard to go into that. I'm trying to think what my normal voice even is. I can't do it on command. Yeah, just probably something more like that. I'd talk and just be like, yeah, well, you know, I talk more sort of just like, but it's not really that much. But then when I get into YouTube voice, it's very like high energy and lots of high pitches and da-da-da-da and this and that, and the Geordie accent kind of goes. When the Geordie accent slips through, that's more my actual voice. But yeah, it's hard to control. You just have to kind of lock out of everything. Do you know what I mean? You have to lock out of the wider context of you just talking to a camera or a microphone and just be like, yeah. The best thing I've done as well is like plug your headphones into your microphone when you're recording, and you can like hear yourself, yes, but it sounds very crisp, and it's kind of like a hypnotic kind of effect. So whenever I record, I kind of do plug my headphones into my mic so I can actually hear myself live as I'm talking, and that actually does help. It makes me feel like I'm actually recording a YouTube video. But yeah, you get used to it over time. You just have to keep doing it. Fake it till you make it, pretty much. Really annoyed by the new action figures. I'd love to get them because I missed out on the 40 the first time, but living in Australia, it would cost me about $150, and I can't possibly justify that. Yeah, it is really annoying. The tricky thing about Character being like a UK-based business and being quite low-key, unfortunately means that it's like you're going to just get that unfortunate certainty that is... Yeah, they're very, very hard to get in other countries, and it's such a shame. And I really wish it was different, I really do, but unfortunately... that is just where we're at now. Anyway, a brand new set. We'll talk about that. Because it is expensive. But I have pre-ordered this. It is on its way. It will arrive on Thursday. I don't know what you guys think I should do with this. I don't know if I'm going to wait till the stream. I probably won't. I'm probably going to want to open it. But whether I should film an unboxing, or whether I should just film a review of this, or maybe I just do none of that. I don't know. It depends on if you guys want to see it. But I have ordered it. Man, what a fucking set. Like, I can't lie, I'm pretty happy with this. Like, I love the Vortex Edition. So the Vortex Edition figures are basically just better articulation and better, like, I guess just better movement across the board. Like, the arms come out more. The likeness of Shooty on this figure particularly is really, really good. I wouldn't say the likeness of David Tennant is pretty good, but it's better than the first release. I got the first release, and I'm very happy with that. But yeah, no, I think this is a really cool figure. A really cool set. When they announced they were doing the Vortex Edition sets, and they did the third Dr. Vortex set, and it was like a new head sculpt, and all that jazz, I was very excited about this, because I was like, oh man, we're getting like new versions of like old figures that we've already got, but like brand new versions, like really new molds and stuff. So the fact that this is like the Vortex edition of the Third Doctor is like, that's really cool that they did that, and it's really sick that they've actually released this and all that. And I'm glad we've got a Vortex version of the 14th Doctor, because it feels right. He's a recent Doctor, and it would be great to have that. I would love to see a Jodie Vortex edition set with a bit of an improved face sculpt and sort of hair painting. I love this, and I love the Meep. Look how good that looks. But the set generally, yeah, let's talk about it. So it comes with the 14th Doctor without his jacket on, and it comes with the Meep. I think this is a great value for money set, because it's two figures that I think are highly sought after. I know the Meep is probably more so, but Tennant with his coat off is like directly from Wild Blue Yonder. Everyone can kind of mutually agree that Wild Blue Yonder is their favourite, probably, of the three specials. And also he wears this look without the coat when he regenerates, or bi-generates I should say. So it's an iconic 14th Doctor look, the with and without the coat. It was nice to finally get him without the coat, because initially when they released that first regeneration set, it was sort of unclear as to whether that would be the only one. Why are these only coming out now? They're only coming out now because they take ages to do, and I completely understand this, as it is a big thing. You have to really see the value of, is this going to sell well enough for us to make it? And then also, how can we make it? Because it's not just about making a set, it's about making it en masse, like in a factory. Like, can you get this working? And yeah, it probably takes a while, and it's probably rights, and it's probably like a big conversation about which figures will sell well. But this Vortex range they've done seems to be working really well, and I'm all for it. The Meep is probably the most surprising figure I think I've ever seen released in like character options, probably in about like 15 years. I genuinely am shocked that we got a Meep figure before anything else. Remote control polish would be so good. Yeah, I'm really impressed with this set, though. I understand $44.99 is expensive, but this is also $44.99, and I think this is worth value for money. Personally, I'm not that bothered about the sonic screwdriver, but I want the figure. I've never bought this set, and I'm really annoyed because I can't justify £45 on a figure of a Doctor that isn't really in my top sort of half. But I do want the figure. I think it's a really cool figure, and it's great to have the Vortex editions, and I'd be quite like to do that. But I'm just not really vibing with getting the Sonic as well. It doesn't feel like it's worth the money for me, whereas this does feel worth the money, because it's two figures that honestly I want. It's two figures that I would have want. So firstly, the David Tennant, like, I can't really say much about it because it's hard without having it in my hand, but I think it looks really good. You've obviously got the Vortex Edition articulation, so you've got a little bit more variation in terms of how you pose it. The head sculpt looks actually better. I like that. It's got the sonic screwdriver, which wasn't released in the original regeneration set because it wasn't announced then, so it's cool that again we get that. The Meep, though, oh my god, like, not only have they released a Meep figure, but they've released it with alternating heads, which is just absolutely unbelievable by character options standard that they would actually do this. I genuinely can't believe it. In my mind, I'm like, wow. But this is a great looking figure, and the reason this is so miraculous for me is... The reason it's so miraculous is because character options usually make things either with previous sculpts or something new that they could repurpose later on. Okay. Thanks, Dr. Master. But this is neither. This has absolutely nothing used from previous character options sculpts. That's why it's first of all miraculous. The bottom half is completely brand new. The sort of midsection is completely brand new, and then the head sculpts are completely brand new. Not only are they really, really good by the looks of it, I mean, that is almost screen accurate how good that is. It's crazy. But the you can actually see on the arm joints, they actually come out to the side, which is like they come out to the side and you can pose the legs in different positions like you can with Shooty. The Vortex Edition definitely applies to the better paint apps, yes, but it also applies to the more like the sort of more realistic functionality of like how you can pose up the arms and stuff, so you can have the arms a bit further out and stuff. At least that's what I'm aware of, unless I've got that completely wrong, but oh well. I think the original release of 14 was a bit choppier, but yeah, it has some older elements, like some of the legs aren't particularly great. And the head, it isn't the same sort of ball joint one that we've got with the Shooty and Millie figures. I prefer that, to be honest. But yeah, the Meep is gorgeous, and yeah, so this has got 0 parts from previous builds, and they can't use this ever again. Really? I mean, they can't use this. I mean, there's not really many more opportunities to use the Meep sculpt for anything else. The only thing I could think of that they would ever re-release this Meep sculpt is if they did like a singular B&M set based off of the original comic, which I saw someone mock up, and they give it a different paint job and they make him look a little bit different. But this is amazing and absolutely unbelievable that Character Options have done this, to be honest with you. So yeah, I'm all for it. And then you've got the alternate face sculpt and the alternate hands, so you can pose it in different positions. Really, this is definitely Alduar going, I love the Star Beast and I love the Meep and I want to make this a figure. Because if it was any other story with this level of complexity and variation, it just would never happen, to be honest. But I'm here for it. I love that we got the maggots with the 3rd Doctor, and I love that we've got the Meep with the 14th Doctor. And the crazy thing is, we've still got another 3 Vortex range figure sets to release this year, which is fucking crazy in my mind. But I'm here for it. I'm absolutely down for the Vortex Edition stuff. They are really good sets so far. We are 3 for 3 in my opinion. Like the Vortex Edition Shooty and Millie is obviously brilliant. That was the very first that they released. Now, basic, yes, but it's the accessories that they come with that I think make them more worth it. God, that was £40 for 2 of them. Jesus Christ, that seems like nothing in retrospect. Really, really cool. Like the amount of prop, you've got the mine, you've got the psychic paper, you've got the bag, you've got the phone, you've got the screwdriver, you've got loads of elements there, and that's just a really, really great set, to be honest. This is also a pretty good set. I haven't bought it because I'm not a big fan of the screwdriver being a part of it, and I would prefer them not go in that direction going forward. But I think the figure looks gorgeous, and they put a lot of effort into it, and it's a really, really good looking 3rd Doctor figure with a lot of detail. And it's great that you got the maggot with it, and I can't remember what that is, Time Wand, is it, or something like that? But you've got some great accessories there, along with the actual figure, which we haven't been getting for years. And then, yeah, this is a great set. Look at the variation you get with this. Not many props for this Doctor, sure, but look at all these alternate hand sculpts. You've got so many options. This feels like one of the, proper sort of high quality action figures that you get for much bigger brands like Marvel or Star Wars, or even those classic film toys where they have little swap. I had an It figure at one point, Tim Curry's It, and you could swap the head, you could swap the hands, you got balloons, you got all these extras, and it's look at all these hand variations. You know, how good is that? And that's not even all of them, I don't think. There's 2 on there already, and you just got that just a great variation of hands. Here you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different hands, and then 2 head sculpts for the Meep, and a sonic screwdriver, plus 2 new figures. 1 half new figure. It's definitely a variation of a character we've already had, yes, the 14th Doctor, but only once, in only 1 set. Whereas this is a good variant as well, plus a brand new figure. Yeah, I'm sold on this, honestly. Immediately bought this one. Yeah, and if anyone fancies buying just a sonic screwdriver and wants to go halfers on this set and let me have the figure, then please do let me know, because I'd love that figure, but I can't afford 45 quid for 1 toy. And that'll be my recommendation as well. By the way, with these Vortex sets, I feel like the best way to go about it is, if you're one of these people who's I can't afford, I only want one of these characters. So if you only want 14, or you only want the Meep, but you don't want to pay the full price for it, my 100% recommendation would be to try and put out an open call. You can join our Discord server in the link below where we talk about action figures and Doctor Who stuff. You can go on Twitter. Find someone else who wants the opposite. If you want the 14th Doctor but not the Meep, and someone wants the Meep and not the 14th Doctor, probably more in that case, then you can, just find people and do a little swap or organise something that could work. Obviously don't do it with people you don't trust, but yeah, I think that's a really great option for sure. The Pertwee figure. You're making me jealous. I really want to get the Pertwee figure, man. Jesus. But yeah, let me know in the chat In fact, actually, let's do a poll right now. Talking about the figures, let's do a poll. What should we do? We do with the new figure set. Should we do unboxing? Should we do just review? Or should we do live? No, I'm not going to do a live opening. Unboxing, review, or nothing. Because I feel like if you're not actually going to watch a review or an unboxing, I'm not going to put the effort into doing it, but yeah. Please do vote in the poll in chat now. It's absolutely, it's up there, and you get to decide what content we make. How exciting is that? I'll be receiving it on Thursday, I think my Royal Mail thing said, so I'll actually be getting the figure this Thursday, 2 days time from now. So you decide whether I film an unboxing video or whether I just film a review of it. Do be sure to let me know, and I will get on that pretty much straight away. So yeah, vote in chat now to decide. Oh, you've put a tier list in the Discord. You're a fucking king, my guy. That is the best. That is the fucking best. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Ooh, where is it? Where is it? Which Meep Mukbang, eat it. But yeah, if you're not already in our Discord server, feel free to join it. You have to wait a little bit to get all the permissions and stuff added, but it's a lovely little place. We've got some great stuff going on, and if you want to stay up to date with the content that we make, it is the best place to do it. I'm trying to find the fucking thing, hang on. Where is which chat is it in? I follow channels that do Star Wars action figures, so I would watch Doctor Who ones. Yeah, it's good. I've just never been a Doctor Who. Thank you for the tag. I've never been a Doctor Who guy. Like, I've never been a Doctor Who figure unboxing guy. To be honest, and that's just like that's just what it is. What is this? This has got so many things. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do Tales of the TARDIS. I think I want to do like a traditional ranking, but sure, that's good. I think let's do it. Should we do? Let's have a look at what the final poll results were. Oh my god, you guys are crazy. 50% of you said unboxing, 30% said review, 20% said nothing, which is fair enough. I respect people who said nothing because at least you're being completely honest with me. Before we do our... We're going to do our tier list now, by the way, but before we do that, I would like to sort of mention a couple little things that have been going on recently. I've been uploading like fucking hellfire, like it's going out of fashion. That's the word, not out of passion. That's the wrong one. So I was just going to point that out for those who may have missed some of the content we've been putting out recently. I put out 2 videos in the last week, which have been the 15th Doctor's TARDIS in Gmod, which is a lot of fun. Just a quick little cinematic, just to sort of test how the Gmod stuff does, because I haven't done it in a long time, but I do enjoy that game, and I do enjoy the TARDIS mods for it. And then a fun rescore project, which did take a little bit of time, so if you have got some time, I'd love if you go and check that one out. Would really appreciate that, put a lot of time into that one. So yeah, there's 2 videos in the last week since the last live stream that you may have missed, so please do go and check those out if you haven't already, or at least put them in your to watch for later. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, you should do the unboxings. 14th and 15th Sonic screwdrivers. Thank you, I appreciate it. The rescore project was so fun to do. It's one that I've got. That's part 1, and then I've got part 2 and 3 to come. It's just always something that's fascinated me. Always the idea of like, there was music that was recorded for Series 1, and then they sort of redid some of those themes in Series 2 with a proper orchestra, but obviously they never like remastered Season 1 or anything like that, and I don't think they ever should. I love the original versions, but I'm almost like, yeah, I've always wanted to see what it would be like, and more so the regeneration theme I think is going to hit harder, but I think some of the earlier ones are interesting as well, like Rose's theme and Westminster Bridge and stuff, so it's just about like looking at the episodes and going, what has been released that we can do. Okay, so let us do our tier list ranking. Dun dun dun! This is going to be very exciting, and also probably cancelable, maybe? Who knows? But this is going to be our official, as of June this year, ranking of... Oh, the Lone Darley score is a shout, to be fair. I'm excited. I haven't started working on part 2 and 3 yet, but I'm going to do that very soon. I've got a few projects in the works, so the rescore project is sort of sitting, waiting for a little while, because I've got other things I need to edit. I've got a TARDIS ranking, which has been in the edit for so long, and I've also got some other stuff to do with the Doctor Who Battles in Time cards, which is such a fun video. I've got 2 videos of that coming out, and it's very, very exciting, so I'm starting to work on that as well. And I've got a massive collab that I'm filming next month out in London, so that'll be really cool as well. Stop promoting, George. Stop promoting. Okay. I don't know how... I'm not going to include all of these because this is very silly, but let's talk about it. So, firstly, we've got... What, the post-regeneration scene? I'm not talking about that. We'll talk about this, which is Destination Skaro. I'd say it's amazing, maybe. I don't think it's, like, perfect. I definitely, when I watched it, I was a little bit cringed out, to be honest with you. Like a tiny bit. When I watched it, I was kind of hyping it up, and I was like, oh my god. Like a mini-sode, but Murray Gold's goofy music, and, like... It made it a little bit cringe, but hey, it's fun. It's great that 14 got a Dalek story. Mad that 15 didn't, but you know, it is what it is. Then we've got Cbeebies story time. I'm not going to rank that one because it's not a fucking episode of Doctor Who in the show, really, is it? So, the Star Beast. The Star Beast is good. That's probably the most I can say about it. I think the Star Beast was very exciting when it came out, because it was new Doctor Who, and it was Russell's back, and it's very, very big deal. The opening, the title sequence, I remember that very, very well. Yeah. I thought that was really fun. But then, over time, it is probably the messiest of the 3 episodes. I'm very much not a massive Star Beast fan. I think there's a lot of elements of that episode that do feel clunky, and especially now that there's been more of Russell's new era, those cracks are starting to show a lot more in terms of the writing and in terms of the reasoning for bringing back Donna. Like, the Doctor being like, I can't, like... I'm too scared to like, Donna can never find out who I am or anything like that. And then immediately flashing the sonic screwdriver out and going, this is a sonic screwdriver. It's like, I don't know what you're doing, my guy. This is not normal. Don't do this. I'm just going to make the screen a bit bigger so you guys can see. And maybe not have a fucking advert in the way. That would probably be nice as well. There we go. Look at that. That's much nicer. Okay. There we go. Look at that ad. Trying to get that ad out the side of the fucking way as well. So the Star Beast, yeah, it's sort of like you get the opening with him flying in space. The score, the music for the 3 specials is consistently brilliant. I can't knock it at all. I think even with that in mind, I still think the Star Beast has the weakest score of the 3. To be honest with you, I love the Wild Blue Yonder score. It's absolutely stunning. Like I will talk about that. And the Giggle has some fantastic music in it. The Toymaker's theme, the Bi-Generation theme. Masterpiece, love it. Star Beast has the least memorable stuff for me. There's the Camden Market music when Yui Boy walks out, and you've got the 14th Doctor's theme, which is technically a remake of the old Doctor's theme, and then the I Am the Doctor Donna and all that. There's some stuff in there which is really good, and the TARDIS theme when he walks into the TARDIS is amazing, of course. Yeah, this episode is good, but it's the weakest of the 3 specials, I think, and it was very messy. They were trying to do a lot in one, and I respect that. I said in my review of the Star Beast, I'm glad they left this episode to be a mess so the other 2 could be so good, because I think if you bog this down in explaining everything, it would last over 3 episodes, and instead they got it all out of the way in this big old messy mess, and then got some absolute fucking perfection with the next episode, which is, of course, Wild Blue Yonder. That is perfect to me. Wild Blue Yonder is one of those rare Doctor Who episodes where I'm like, I am just in awe, and it reminds me, like, damn, this is fucking good. Absolutely no problem. Yeah, check out Brambles and Stars, please, by the way. They're in chat now, but they make some fantastic Doctor Who covers and some original arrangements as well. Absolutely stunning. Like, for those who are sort of feeling the lack of not having new music to listen to and no Murray Gould album releases, Brambles and Stars has you covered in terms of music. I first discovered them with their Wild Blue Yonder score, so I was blown away with that, their Wild Blue Yonder score, and then I've just been following them ever since with their incredible covers. But yeah, the Wild Blue Yonder score is beautiful. The episode itself is fantastic. I mean, it brought me out of the woodworks to make the Wild Noir Yonder project last year. So it's like, I think that says everything. Is like, this episode is absolutely one of my favourites in years. I think the Doctor and Donna in it are perfect. I think this is what solidified David Tennant as the Doctor for me. Like, it is the 14th Doctor. Like, the reasoning behind it, I was like, this is the Doctor, man. I'm watching it and I'm like, I'm locked into this shit, man. Yeah, absolutely incredible. But it's not even just that. It's not even just the acting. It's the scenery of it. It's like, we're right on the edge of the universe. So quiet. It's very like alien-like, very creepy. I loved it. I love it. I can't talk about how much I love Wild Blue Yonder enough. The giggle. I'm going to piss some people off, you know. I'm going to really piss some people off here because I genuinely think the giggle, with all its flaws, is fantastic. I don't think it's perfect. By no means. But I actually think the giggle is really strong. I think people are really bogged down by the bi-generation. I think people were really bogged down because it leaked and because I think, but really, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, I really don't care about the bi-generation. I think in the context of the episode, it works. It gives us, it's a shocking moment when he gets hit and starts to regenerate, and then twisting that on its head so we still get a proper goodbye, I think is good. I don't understand why people don't like it as much. I get it. Sure, like I get, like, in some capacity why people have an aversion to it, but for me, I thoroughly enjoy it. I think Neil Patrick Harris is really fun as the toy maker. It's very mind-bending, and it feels like an early RTD episode. It really does. I think David and Catherine absolutely sell it. Catherine doesn't have too much to do, admittedly, and there is a lot going on. But, you know, this was like return to unit, seeing the new unit HQ. Like, I love the spice up your life scene. I love the galvanic beam scene. It feels iconic. You know, because it's the first time a lot of these locations have been seen, it feels iconic. But then you get to Empire of Death and Reality War, and we're still in fucking Unit HQ. It doesn't feel as iconic anymore. But I still think at the time, when I watched this, I was like, shit, what is going on, man? I'm, like, locked in. And that was so fun of an experience, because I feel like I pretty much enjoyed all three of these specials, but at different, like, areas. But for me, the ranking has always been Wild Blue Yonder, The Giggle, and The Star Beast. If you've been following me for long enough, that's, yeah, no surprise. The Church on Ruby Road, I think, is amazing. Amazing, but I'll maybe move that. I don't know. It's either amazing or it's good. I think The Church on Ruby Road, I really enjoyed it, and I don't have any problems with it. However, something about it just feels off to me. Like, I just don't enjoy a certain element of it. But the scale is brilliant. The opening, like the visuals of the church and everything, like the story, the setup to this era is fantastic. It just sort of falls apart, you know, a little bit in, but I think this setup is gorgeous, and if it all paid off beautifully, it would be a fantastic episode in hindsight. Yeah, the boss is still a thing. The Giggle makes no sense. Why was Wilf not affected? Because he travelled in the TARDIS? No? Is that not the implication? It's tricky. Wilf did travel in the TARDIS in the End of Time. I think that was what was explained. But then what they didn't explain was why Kate was affected, considering she travelled in the TARDIS in Power of the Doctor. But that's only just, which is a bit of a shame. I think it's messy, the Giggle, but I think they had to work around the fact that Bernard Cribbins was ill and passing away as they filmed it. He was only in that that ending scene of Wild Blue Yonder, and that's all they were able to do. It's tricky. It's really tricky. I can't remember why it played Wild Blue Yonder either. Wolf travelled in the TARDIS less than Kate did. That's so true. So true. I don't know. The reason... I think the reasoning was because Wolf had travelled in the TARDIS and Russell had just forgot that Kate did because it only happened in Power of the Doctor. That's my only thinking. Yeah, I don't know. It has problems, the giggle. I'm not saying it doesn't. That's why it's not perfect. But for me, it's above the others. Cbeebies, I think is good. I hate to say it. I think it's good. Like, I just don't mind it. I think it's poor. Yes. I don't think it's amazing. But is it the same level as the Star Beast? Nah, I'm gonna put it in there. I think it's. Yeah, I don't think I can put it on the same level as the Star Beast, and I don't think I'd say it's a good story. It's not, but I think it has redeeming factors that people remember. The worst part of this episode is the talking baby CGI. Everything else about it is brilliant, but I will never forgive Cbeebies for the reputation that it gave the show. And I think it was a lot of people's first episode in a long time. They watched that, tuned out. I think that's a shame. Devil's Cord, fantastic. Genuinely, it's up there. I really like it. Not perfect by any fucking means, but I think it is a very, very good episode of Doctor Who. The thing about the Devil's Cord is, again, music. It plays with music quite a lot. I like the Beatles. I really don't like how the Beatles were done, but even as a Beatles fan, I still enjoyed the episode, which I think says enough. I was happy with the episode because I think it had a lot of new concepts. I think it showed some... It showed some new creative capacity. You had these scenes with Paul McCartney and the Doctor in the cafe, and then at the end it all goes silent and the spoon drops in slow motion and you see Maestro's reflections and everything laughing like Pennywise. It was very weird and wonderful, and it was the first time where I've been like, okay, I'm kind of locked into this. The only problem I think with the Devil's Cord for me is it's too close to the giggle. It should have been a little bit later in the series, I think, and it would have been really good. But I'm a massive fan of the Beatles, and I don't think the Beatles were done too dirty. I just think they look nothing like the Beatles. But in terms of character, it's fine. It's not a real historical, is it? It's fine. But I really enjoyed it. I liked a lot of it. Boom is also fantastic. We can't deny that it's technically very good. It's not one that I rewatch very often, but it is one that I think is technically a great episode. All in one location, all in real time, all to do with dialogue and very limited ability of acting. Like with Ncuti, he has to stay still. And he does brilliantly, and it's absolutely the point where I'm like, yeah, this is the Doctor. And it just makes me wish that Stephen Moffat had written more for the show in this era, or maybe come back altogether. But yeah, he's great in this. He's really, really great in this. 73 yards, I also think... I think it's amazing. I think we've got to put it there. I don't think we can put it much higher. And for me, it's not to do with anything other than the pacing. I think it needed to be 10 minutes longer. I think it needed more time to dwell on the political side of things. The idea of Ruby being the one to save the world from, Mad Jack or whatever, because of this mysterious curse that she had put on her, using the curse to do good, I think is a great idea. My problem is it wraps up too quickly. We should have had, if that's the point of the story, then we should have catastrophized the world a lot more. We should have been going to shit a hell of a lot more, and the stakes should have been a lot higher than Ruby just walking out into a football field. I think the music is absolutely fantastic though, and I think the convoluted and open-ended twist of the episode, putting Ruby back to the start and being the woman, I think was very weird and very crazy, but cool. Interesting Doctor Who. New Doctor Who. That's what I would say about The Devil's Cord and 73 Yards, and to an extent Boom. Boom is very familiar ground for Doctor Who, but I think The Devil's Cord and 73 Yards really convinced me that we're doing something really new with this era. And that's not the only episodes that do that, so yeah. Dot and Bubble, I think is... I need to rewatch it, but at the minute I'm going to say it's good. Dot and Bubble's a good episode, don't get me wrong. I think it's elevated by the final 10 minutes, but I think I've said this before, my problem with Dot and Bubble isn't... My problem with Dot and Bubble, truly, is that, for me, you get to the end of the episode, the twist, obviously, this is like a racist culture, they're absolutely detestable human beings. Lindy is detestable and annoying through the whole fucking episode. The sort of confirming reveal at the end of the episode to say she's racist and a prick, just solidifies that. So it makes it really hard to rewatch because you're watching it and you're following a character who you can't root for because you just hate her. But maybe that's the point. I've only rewatched it once about a year ago, so I need to get back to it. The twist at the end, the final 10 minutes of this episode is absolutely phenomenal. It really, really is. Top tier. Top tier Doctor Who. The rest of the episode I'm just not super keen on, to be honest. But that's okay. That's absolutely fine. Good. Then we've got Rogue, which I think is fantastic. I don't think it's perfect, but I think it's fantastic. I think it's up there. I think it's probably my favourite of Season 1. I think I said that way back when. I think it's the most Doctor Who-y feeling episode. You've got incidental characters, you've got cool-looking practical aliens, you've got a lot of running around and mystery-solving, and a lot of magic and wonder, and I think it really sums up everything I love about Doctor Who and what Doctor Who can and should be. The only thing wrong with this, I think, is that the Doctor just leaves Ruby to do her own thing for a bit while he, swans off with this bloke. And I think that's a bit weird because Ruby almost dies and it's kind of on the Doctor and it is absolutely his fault for that. But yeah, I think it's a good episode though. I really do. I think it's a great episode. How did Bro post a short while streaming? I'm very good at that. I just schedule videos, man. I don't know when these things are going out. I just let them do their thing. It's a live stream one though. No, it's from the Mario Kart. See, timing is everything. That's also interesting, by the way. Once we finish this ranking, we're going to be going over to Twitch and play Mario Kart, the new Mario Kart. So if you want to join us over there, that'd be greatly appreciated. Why would you schedule a short for Tuesday? Because I'm live streaming, and the short can either bring people into the live stream or it can come from the live stream back into the short. Hey, I'm trying it out. It's the first time I've ever done it. We'll see. We'll see. If it absolutely tanks, then we'll know it didn't work. The Legend of Ruby Sunday, I think, is amazing. I really enjoy The Legend of Ruby Sunday. I think it's a great opener to a finale. I know it doesn't really pay off as well with Empire of Death, but I think the stakes are high, and my experience watching this episode were so high. Like, I loved it. I watched this with my dad, and obviously I live at the other end of the country now to Newcastle, so I don't live with my parents anymore. So watching a new Doctor Who episode with my dad is an experience which happens so rarely nowadays, but one that I always relish when I can. And one that I'd grown up watching every episode of Doctor Who with my dad pretty much. So it was sad when I left home, and that was that. But this was the first episode in a long time, in quite a few years, I think, really, other than like the Christmas special, for example, where I got to sit and watch it with my dad. My dad was in London. We got back, we stuck it on, watched it, and God, it was amazing, man. What an experience. I mean, the episode itself on broadcast was amazing, and I still enjoy it. It's probably the one that I've rewatched the most from season 1, honestly. And again, watching it with my dad made it even sweeter, in my opinion, watching that. But yeah, I think you got the time window stuff, which I think looks amazing, feels brilliant. It's very dramatic. You got a lot of good stuff going on there. And yeah, I love the stuff with Susan being set up immediately. That was very exciting. I know it doesn't go anywhere, but again, the setup was amazing. That mystery, all the mysteries kind of coming together at once. And then the Sutek reveal is still one of my favourite reveals in the show. That is how you do a villain reveal, in my opinion. So yeah, I love that. Empire of Death is good. I don't like people who say it's bad. I think it's not as bad as people say it is. It's not great. It's a bit dull, to be honest. But I think, again, watching it in cinema does skew my experience watching it. And to be honest, I did enjoy it. Like, if you rewatch it, I think you'll enjoy it. a bit more than you maybe think you will. There's elements of it that don't work. I don't like any of the stuff really with Ruby's mum pointing at a sign. It feels like a disappointing end to that story, but I do like Ruby's mum being a normal woman. I like that. I just wish they hadn't shown her in a fucking robe and pointing and being all mysterious, because it's just unrealistic anyway. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, there's that. Majority of the episode is relatively dull, of course, as well. And to be honest, yeah, it's a bit rubbish. But I love the Sutek and the Vortex thing at the end, bringing death to death. I like all that. I think that's fun, and I love that. And the ending, when Ruby found her mum, I feel myself welling up. Like, even like the ending where she says goodbye to the Doctor, I think is really emotionally powerful. And Murray Gold's music is actually incredible in that episode. I really, really like it. The Sutek dog thing I don't really care for very much as a thing. Like, I don't think Sutek... I like it being a man. I like that he's ascended into his godhood. I liked it with Sutek. I did not like it with Omega, but we'll get on to that. Joy to the World, I think, is... meh, to be honest. I really didn't enjoy Joy to the World. I think it's plagued with messy edits or rewrites or something like that. The stuff with Anita is brilliant. The first half of the episode is absolutely brilliant. As soon as Joy becomes a main part of the episode, I just don't enjoy it at all. I really don't. I like Shooty's thing where he sort of manipulates her, and it's like horrible. But the CGI at the end is terrible. It's really, really bad, and the twist of it being Bethlehem, like all of that shit, like I just think it was so embarrassing to watch with my family on Christmas Day, man. It just wasn't it. It just wasn't. It wasn't what I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it. As much as I love Stephen Moffat, that was one of his weakest highlights. And I need him to come back again, just so that's not his last episode. Yeah, it felt like a Moffat Christmas special, exactly. Nothing really happens in Joy to the World. Yeah, Anita feels like a bigger character, and it's really funny that like she's a bigger part and actually ends up coming back in Empire of Death, so I'm happy for that. Robot Revolution! Now we're getting into some good stuff. So, Robot Revolution, I think, is amazing. I can't lie to you. I really enjoy the Robot Revolution. I love the vibe of it. I love the music. I think Belinda's a really great companion as an introduction, at least at the beginning of the series. I think she's a brilliant companion. I think the Doctor's role in it is interesting. You've got some timey-wimey shit in there. The concept is really good. The owl thing, I think, is really funny. The sequence where the two certificates touch and there's like all trippy sort of Pertwee era shit going on. I loved all of it. I loved all of that. And I like the end. I like the mystery. I can't rate an episode based on how the plots resolve themselves, but I can say that I really enjoyed the Robot Revolution separate to how the finale went and to all of these teasers and stuff as to where it goes. I really enjoy the Robot Revolution. I think it's a great episode. I really do. I think it's up there with Lux, to be honest. I think Lux is also fantastic. I don't think Lux is as good as The Devil's Cord, in my opinion, but I really, really enjoy this episode. It's a great one. It's a bit similar to The Devil's Cord, but I do love the animation stuff. I like the Doctor talking to the fans thing. That has grown on me a little bit, I can't lie. It's fun. There's a lot of one-off kind of vibes, but yeah, I really enjoyed Mr. Ring-a-Ding. I love the animation style of it. I thought it was technically absolutely fantastic, like a marvel that we probably won't get in Doctor Who again for a while if we don't get the budget. Very, very impressive episode, and really, really enjoyed to see that. The Well, I thought was fantastic. The Well is very, very, very good, in my opinion. It's up there for me, and that might even start to go into perfect as time goes on. The Well is not good for me because it's a midnight sequel, and it does the midnight sequel thing well, because it feels like a proper space horror film. It feels like Aliens. It feels like Alien or something like that. It's one of those ones that I feel like I'm really just locked into. Like, it's creepy, it's weird, the music is brilliant. I'm all over it. Like, it's really, really good. Oh, good. Excuse me. Jesus. I think midnight comparisons are always going to be there, but it's a different story. It just takes a similar concept and runs with it, and I like that. Lucky Day is good. It's not a bad episode by any means, but I think it has some muddied politics in it. I like a lot of it, and I like a lot of what the story tries to do, but in hindsight, I'm like looking back and I'm like, it's a bit of a forgettable story. But I did like a lot of it. I did like what it was going for. I enjoyed it, and I thought it was a great episode. It's not. There's just some dodgy stuff in there. It does glorify Unit, and I think I was more excited about the prospect of Unit going a bit dark, Unit having secrets from the Doctor, Unit being a bit crazy. Like, I kind of liked Kate kicking off in this episode and trying to basically kill Conrad. I really liked that, but I didn't love how glorified Unit were, and I kind of want Unit to be sort of looked down upon a little bit again. Do you know what I mean? Story in the engine, perfect. Honestly, I love it. Maybe I need to rewatch it to really appreciate it again. Maybe it'll go down to fantastic, I don't know. But I really, really enjoyed the story in the engine. It is absolutely the pinnacle for me of Ncuti's era. It's exactly the kind of stories we should be telling with our first numbered mainline Black Doctor. We have some fantastic scenes in there. I love the Fugitive Doctor inclusion. Cameo or not, I love the connection. It's great. The culture of it, the story of it, it felt very new, it felt very interesting, it felt very different. I liked the ending. I'm not a big fan of the whole clip show of the Doctor and then big explosion sort of endings, but I did get chills. I can't lie, when 15's theme started playing and all the Doctors were appearing on the screen, I was so happy. Like, I came out of this with a grin and a tear in my eye. I really did. It was really, really good, this episode. And I'm sure you remember my stream about it. I was singing its praises. I loved it. It had so much heart and personality, and Ncuti was absolutely one of his best performances in that. The Interstellar Song Contest. I'm afraid it's going into meh. I had such high hopes for the Interstellar Song Contest. I really did. I have my petty grievances and I have my deep grievances. We're not going to go too deep into my deep grievances because I don't really want to go too political at this time, but I don't like the Doctor torturing someone for whatever reason and not getting comeuppance for that. The Doctor was tortured as a genocide survivor, yes, but he was also going to murder trillions. Yes, but he can stop him without murdering him. Without torturing him. Do you know what I mean? I think it's... okay. Think what you want, Oosh, at the end of the day. It's... Yeah, but it's opinions, isn't it? That's the thing. It's not about my opinion's ass because you disagree. It's we have different opinions on episodes. Suck it up and be a fucking adult. In my opinion, I didn't like that. It's not about the fact that, he was going to murder trillions, so that excuses it. It's like, no, it shouldn't excuse it. And if he's going to torture someone, if the Doctor, of all characters, is going to torture someone, he at least needs comeuppance. He doesn't need the companion to just turn around and go, wow, you're wonderful, Doctor. That's my point. I get that some people liked it, and I'm not judging you for liking it. You can enjoy it. You can enjoy this episode. Everyone's opinion on this episode is completely valid. I just didn't enjoy it. I think the political connotations are much more heightened because it's a Eurovision episode. And I think seeing the Doctor of all characters torture someone and get zero comeuppance is the problem. It's not the fact that he tortured him. It's the fact that he tortured him with zero comeuppance. He should have felt bad about it. Belinda should have called him out on it. Or he should have called himself out on it. But there was no real moment of reflection there for me. It was like... it just sort of happened and then you crack on. Like in Face the Raven, the Doctor goes mental threatening a shielder, and it's brilliant. It's really brilliant. Like, I love that scene. But he's not in the right there. And Clara calls him out on it. She's like, not like this. You're not doing this. Like, stop it. Like, all this sort of thing. Like, your reign of terror will end at the sight of a crying child. Beautiful writing. Like, that's how you do stuff like that. In this, it felt very unjustified. That I can understand this Doctor getting angry and doing this isn't the problem. It's the fact that he never felt bad about it. Or Belinda didn't call him out on it. The only one that told him to stop was these random flashes to Susan, which again made zero fucking sense now. The stuff about Susan doesn't work, because now we've just got a random ass fucking episode in the middle of a series where Susan's popping up and appearing to the Doctor, and, like, it doesn't make any sense anymore. It's not just the torture thing. Like, I can understand why people have different perspectives on that, but Susan popping up didn't go anywhere. Susan's stuff didn't go anywhere. Like, the Rani thing was terrible. I'm sorry, the reveal of the Rani at the end of the episode was terribly done. I think I can say that now I've seen the whole series. I think it's... Yeah, it's all good, Oosh, I get it. Like, I understand it's like there's a lot of... Thing is, there's a lot of content creators who do present their opinion as absolute categoric fact. I will debate, but I'm never going to say you can't, like, have your own opinion on it. Like, that's absolutely fine. If you enjoyed this episode, great. I said this with the Reality War, and I said this on Nostalgia Bit as well. Cooper, my podcast co-host, he loved the Reality War. He really enjoyed it. He had a great time. I'm not like, fuck you. Fuck you for enjoying it. I didn't like it. Fuck you. Here's why you're wrong. No, I was like, I'm jealous of you. I wish I enjoyed it as much as you did. I didn't, unfortunately, and I have my genuine problems with it, but that's okay. That's the point of art, is to be discussed. Interstellar Song Contest, it's like, it's not just the torture thing, but it's the Susan thing. That didn't go anywhere, and I know I said I wasn't going to judge bits and episodes based off of that, but as hype as those moments were, they are absolutely pointless now. They don't mean anything. She's just mewing around the TARDIS for no fucking reason. The Rani thing, I mean, of all reveals in New Who, the Sutek reveal was amazing. But the Rani, I mean, I've already took the piss out of this. Mrs. Flood just fucking fumbles out of a fucking cryogenic freezing chamber, lists off a bunch of buzzwords, brainstem, time lady, and then fucking biogenerates so quickly you can't even think about what's going on, and then just drops, oh, I'm the Rani, by the way, definite article, yada yada yada. The music is incredible in that scene, but my god, the acting is fucking wooden. It's rough, in my opinion. I didn't like that scene, and I think that I came out of the episode being like, cool, the Rani's back. I didn't feel anything. I've been excited about the prospect of the Rani returning, but you got to hit those big moments, you know? Because she revealed it to some random people, and not the Doctor, it doesn't work as well. Like when the Master reveals himself in like Spyfall, it's great because you feel it, and then you see the Doctor's reaction, and it fucking works. But the Rani, it's just some random blokes we're never going to see in Doctor Who again, so what's the point? And then, do you want to hear my petty complaint about the Interstellar Song Contest? My petty complaint is you had all these species and monsters, not a single one from the show's past. Why couldn't we have, like, a little group of Ood somewhere? Or a little group of Slovene, or people from Clom? Anything. Yeah, that's exactly it. But the thing with Belinda is I don't think Juno Dawson, to be completely fair to her, didn't have any knowledge of who Belinda was as a character when she was writing this script. And that shows. And that's valid. And that's a problem with the production, not her writing. But it shows completely. Yeah. It's I have problems with it. And this is where we crash out even more. Wish World, I think, is good. I think Wish World is good. I don't mind Wish World. I think it has its flaws, very much so, and I think it definitely doesn't help that the Reality War is so poorly done. But I really like... Oh yeah, it's definitely... The Master Tooth thing is definitely in the back pocket for the future. No, I mean, the acting isn't entirely down to that. It'll be how it's written, and it'll be how it's directed as well. And it'll be a mix of the two, but it felt like a very tacked-on scene, especially being mid-credits. It's like... I just didn't feel good to me. Wish World, anyway. I like the concept of Wish World. I like the visuals of it. I think it's really strong. I really like... I like the ending. I like the reveal of Omega. If I just completely ignore everything that happens in the Reality War, I like that they mention Omega, you hear his voice, and then the Doctor's theme swells up and he remembers who he is, and then you get the Rani's theme as the Doctor's falling, and it's a great moment, and I have listened to the Rani's theme, and it does go really hard, and I've listened to it on repeat, and that moment is just even more elevated because of it, so yeah. It definitely was inspired by WandaVision. I don't think it was super close to it, but I liked what it was trying to do. I think a lot of the setup is solid, not as solid as Empire of Death as a setup, but it was solid setup. And then I have more to say about the reality war. Yeah, fuck it, it's bad. I'm sorry. In my opinion, the reality war is by far the weakest story episode we've had in the second Russell T Davies era. I don't think you're bad for liking it. I don't agree that, you know, I think I just felt so disappointed with this. Viscerally so. I felt so disappointed when I came out of this. I had so many things. It's not even just the usual stuff. It's not even just about the regeneration. It's the amount of... It's like the fact that I was worried straight away. The best bit of the episode was the first 5 minutes where Anita came through the door and pulled the doctor through, went to the Time Hotel, connects everything, and I'm like, yes! That's brilliant. I love that. And she looks through the other doors and stuff and sees all the doctors. I was like, that's great. Good humour. Then he goes back, he changes his outfit. I was like, yeah, this is great. And then the episode falls apart for me. As soon as the doctor gets to Unit HQ and opens all their minds... I know, sorry, I've been at work all day. I'm tired. I'm trying to keep myself awake. I usually have a Monster on these streams, but I've stopped drinking Monster now because they're not good for you. And now I'm getting like tired. Don't worry, we're playing Mario Kart soon. I think they all just stand around for 20 minutes in Unit HQ, the Rani, the Doctor and all that sort of thing, and they just explain everything. The Wish World, I was worried about the reality war from Wish World because there was so much set up. You had Omega, you had the Rani, you had all this stuff that was good, Susan, all this stuff that needed payoff. And then I was like, how are they going to wrap it up in only 60 minutes? I shouldn't have been worried. They wrapped it up in 20 fucking minutes, but they did it just standing around answering all the questions in dialogue in the middle of Unit HQ. You should join George's Discord server. So yeah, caffeine withdrawals, Rip King. Yeah. They all stand around talking about everything, and it's just exposition. They just describe the genetic explosion. 0 flashbacks. That would have been cool to get something. 0 flashbacks to the Master's genetic explosion. Nothing about that. Just dialogue. Dialogue. Oh, we can't have kids, so that's impossible. So now it's all about Poppy. It's all as important as Poppy. And I'm like, we're suddenly bringing this elevated importance to Poppy as opposed to trying to tell a more interesting story that could have been here. I like the simplicity of a big God-level story and the simplicity of it being about saving one child who is a wish. But there are problems with this. Omega being a giant fuck-off skeleton who gets less than 3 minutes of screen time, eating the Rani. I mean, I know they said Vor was more powerful than most nations, but I didn't realise it literally meant Omega eating and swallowing the Rani. Great moment when Mrs. Flood says, so much for the 2 Ranis and it's a good night from me. Very old reference, but very funny one. I enjoyed that. The Doctor not being allowed to have a Sonic that looks like old Sonic's because he doesn't want Ncuti's Doctor carrying a gun or carrying something that looks like a gun, but then getting him to fire up the fucking Vindicator, which looks like it's got a fucking machine gun magazine hanging out the top, as he blasts it into the back of Omega's fucking head. Mental. Didn't work for me. Yeah, and then we get back to Unit HQ and we have this whole thing with Poppy and this gorgeous scene where they're handing over the coat to each other and it gets smaller and they keep folding it and it gets smaller and smaller and smaller until it disappears altogether and they can't remember Poppy and Ruby's the only one. And I thought, actually, that's a real tragic part of the story and it works really well. This child that could never have really worked in the world of Doctor Who, the Doctor could never really be running around with the daughter, and she's gone and she's forgotten and Belinda's back to her normal self and they're ready to fly away, and that was like back to the status quo, right? Like Belinda was then in that moment back to the Belinda we knew from the series for the first time. No kid, no nothing, we're just back to normal. And then then we have the reshoots, the really obvious reshoots, which stick a massive fuck up a massive fuck you to the audience, in my opinion. You come out of the TARDIS, you have the Unit HQ stuff, you have the weird shit about Conrad getting a happy ending, Ruby trying to tell everyone about Poppy, them all slowly remembering, Kate going, sometimes I think we're all your children. Oh, God. Fucking hell. Absolutely just cringeworthy line dialogue. They all just stand around looking at each other, and then he walks into the TARDIS and goes, I really like this face. No explanation, no real understanding as to why he needs to sacrifice himself to save Poppy. I just think, fuck me, it's not... I was so disappointed. And I think that hits in another thing, which is, for me, I just felt disappointed. I felt disappointed with the fact that we were seeing a regeneration. Shooty had so much potential, so I was disappointed. And then that pain comes in. Shooty leaving there is a great idea if done well, but I think because it was done in reshoots, it killed me a little bit. That being said, Jodie appearing filled my heart with fucking joy. And I felt so nostalgic and warm and fuzzy, and I was like, oh my god, this is an era that I'm really nostalgic for, and I had no idea why I was so nostalgic for it, because it only happened a few years ago, but that's my entire YouTube thing. There's a little part of me which is like, I grew my channel in the Jodie Whittaker era, right? And I sort of stopped posting as much after Jodie Whittaker left. Not because of any other reason, just life. And I've come back to YouTube, and then suddenly Jodie Whittaker's there on the show one more time, and I just thought it was really satisfying for me, and that made me feel really happy. But then, of course, we got to the fucking thing with Belinda being basically gaslit. Belinda's entire character of this student nurse in a shared living situation has now had her entire timeline rewritten, and we're seeing that as a happy ending. Feels fucked up. For someone who was like, oh, don't you dare change my, even test my DNA without my consent, and now her entire timeline has been rewritten. She's been gaslit into becoming a single mother. How the fuck? How are we even doing that? Like, what? Why? It's so wrong on so many levels, but we'll wrap it up. The regeneration scene was okay. I didn't mind the music, it's grown on me, and the visuals were interesting. I don't like the big explosion regenerations, but yeah, I was just really sad that Shooty's going, and it actually is the first time I've watched a Doctor Who episode in a long time that I haven't yet been able to revisit. I haven't been able to watch it again, because it actually hurts to watch. It actually made me really sad when I watched it, and I felt really, really sad, and I just so unhappy. Billy Piper coming in to be the Doctor is just like, it would be a fun idea if it was done intentionally, like David Tennant coming back, but this is not intentional. It is just... It stinks of behind-the-scenes things going wrong, and it stinks of production issues. CGI head on Shooty's body. It made me really sad, because it's like, now we're 2-3 weeks down the line and we still don't really know what's going on. And we're trying to frame it as this mystery as to why. Is it the Doctor? Is it Rose? Is it the TARDIS? No one knows. No, I don't even think the production team know. They're just trying to create some sort of mystery so they can kind of answer it eventually, and she can be some sort of interim Doctor, but I am... tired now. I'm tired of this. Shooty deserved better, and him leaving early in some sort of reshot segment to then turn into another main actor from 2006 Doctor Who. It's just like, give me a break, man. Give me a break. But anyway, that is that. That is our ranking. I'm not going to include all these, but yeah, that is our official ranking tier list for Russell T Davies' second era. Next week, I don't know what we'll do next week. Unless there is some really, really big news that we change our schedule, we will be doing the reaction to the Doctor Who live after party next week. That'll be really, really fun. If you don't know what the after party is, it basically aired after the 50th anniversary special. They did like a live broadcast interviewing Doctor Who cast members. They did a live thing to One Direction that didn't go very well. It was mistake after mistake after mistake. It is the most painfully awkward, embarrassing live Doctor Who experience, other than the reality war, of course. Whoosh, that was fucking easy. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't think we've got time for Hoodle. You know what I mean? We've done an hour and a half here. I don't think we've got time. We've had so much news today, but maybe we'll do 2 weeks worth next week, potentially. Yeah, so the after party is very exciting, and we will do that next week. Oh, fine, we'll do a quick Hoodle. My God, guys, Jesus. You guys are relentless. I don't even know what to tell you. Right, Hoodle. Okay, so we need to go back to last week. It was the 10th last week. Did that one. Oh, God, sorry. Didn't do this one. I don't even know. Utopia? I don't know, fucking know. Some old person on the ship. No, it's Gridlock. Yeah. Old couple, David Tennant and the cat. Oh, is that Shitty Gatwa in the reality? What? No. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sort of old map. Looks like London, but I'm not too sure. Could be. Hang on. The Trap Street thing. Face the Raven. Nope. Okay. Vampires in Venice. It's not London. It's Venice. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Puddle, dirty puddle. I'm thinking Witchfinders. No, but it is a Jodie episode. Ascension of the Cybermen? No. Okay, hang on. It's not Legend of the Sea Devils, is it? Oh, it is. I never would have got that from these two. Jesus. I should look. No, she's not really. You can't really see what she's wearing then. Okay, Sonic Saturday, guys. Let's lock in.
Whatever is giving off those weird readings is on the other side of that wall. Is on the other side of this door.
You're welcome.
Battle of Ranskor Kolos. No! Fuck! I thought I had that.
Is it like an optical illusion?
I really don't know. Whatever is giving off those weird readings is on the other side of that wall.
I don't know what this is, to be honest.
Is it like an optical illusion?
American Voice. I'm thinking maybe Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror? No?
I need to do an MOT.
I don't remember this one.
I did say it hurt.
No, you didn't.
Well, I meant to.
Praxius, maybe? Oh, it is Praxius. Not a clue.
Two girls roaming.
Oh.
I haven't seen it.
What's the matter with you people?
Two girls
Alien
wrong.
bacteria homing in on microplastics because
Oh, dear me. Okay. Tabitha, morning. You're my mum. Oh my god, you're my mum. Well, of course I'm your mum. Tabitha. Oh, don't tell me, chat. Don't tell me. I need to work this out. Fucking. No, it's oh, I know what it is. Big Bang. Oh, come on. I got this right. Yeah, it's Amy's mum. I was thinking Bill Potts, but no, Amy. Yeah. Well, stories in the end just make it a good one. Something else. I used to borrow something blue. Yeah, very good. Not a clue. Probably Jodie Whittaker era episode, right? Maybe Spyfall? Oh god, I have no idea. What the fuck? What is even going on there, man? I can't even work that. What's going on with the clock? What is happening here? It's one of the Flux ones. I can't remember the Flux ones too well. Survivors of the Flux, maybe? It's not the newest one, is it? It's not the fucking Reality War, is it? No, it's not. It's Empire of Death, though. Fuck's sake, George. I couldn't work it out. Ah, I should have looked at the fucking cloud on Earth there. That's interesting. Bloody hell. Hang on. Yeah. Arachnids in the UK. Fucking easy, bro. He goes back to visit the house. I remember that. I love seeing Sheffield, man. That was great. Like, I really like Series 11, man. I really like it. I know I'm not supposed to. It's not popular, but I don't care. I like Series 11. Okay. That is us done with the WHO Bulletin for today. So, for those who are still watching, thank you for watching, by the way. I really appreciate you guys tuning in today. We'll actually be going live on Twitch pretty much right now. We're going to be playing the brand new Mario Kart. We did it last week. It was a lot of fun. Honestly, it was so much fucking fun, and we're going to have so much fun this week as well. So, please do tune into the Twitch channel pretty much immediately. We're going to be going live, and we're going to be playing Mario Kart for the next couple hours. The brand new Mario Kart. I'm going to be playing online. I'm going to be dressed like Mario. You're going to fucking love it. Trust me. Come and join us over on Twitch as we play Mario Kart. So yeah, please do. Drop off the link on chat. Head over there. You can watch me play Mario Kart, and you can distract me from playing Mario Kart by blasting the most fucking insane shit on the screen. So have fun with that, and I'll see you very shortly. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye!